Hey everyone, it's Lisa from the blog Farmhouse on Boone.com, and today we're going to dive into another What We Eat in a Week video where I share one meal per day of something that we're making. Usually it reflects the seasons. Like right now, eggs are in season. Our chickens are finally laying a lot, and so I have to use a lot of eggs. I can't wait to be sharing a lot of these videos whenever it's summer and so many things are in season. First of all, I want to say thank you to today's video sponsor, Thrive Market. I've shared them on here a lot. I love using Thrive Market to get the things that I simply can't find at my local country grocery store, specialty items like my vitamins and supplements, and also a lot of dried goods like cashews, pistachios, dried fruit. They have organic dark chocolate chips, they have organic canned tomatoes and einkorn pasta, things that I'm just not finding at my local store. I love that on their website you can shop by your dietary preference. So if you are gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo, if you're doing the Whole30, you can shop by selecting those categories. I personally love the House brand because, like all grocery stores, it's a lot less expensive. So I do, most of my items are the Thrive Market brand. Usually when I go to the website, I just click on Thrive Market and then I look through those. Thrive Market has two different membership options for your lifestyle. So you can either pay upfront, which ends up being about $5 a month, or you can pay month to month, which is $9.95 a month to get the members only pricing. Thrive Market is offering new customers 25% off their first order plus a free gift. You can get that by visiting the link in the description box below. All right, let's dive into the meals. Monday morning, I did not have my meat thawed out. That is one of my #1 tips for always having a healthy meal 30 minutes to an hour away is having meat thawed out. But when you don't, there's a few things to keep on hand. I talked more about this in my meals that I make when I have nothing video, but canned salmon makes the most delicious meal. Kids love it. I take canned salmon, drain it. I also, if you buy salmon that still has the bones in it, usually you can pull most of them out in a big long line. So you just kind of open how it came out of the can and pull out the just stack of bones that are in there. I try to get out most of them. They're fine in it, you can totally eat them. I just personally do not like the crunch. Just kind of weirds me out, I don't know. So I pull those out, drain it, and then I add a couple of eggs, salt, a diced onion, a little handful of einkorn flour. If you're going gluten-free, you could use arrowroot powder, just something to bind it together almost like a meatloaf. And then I mix it all up, patty it up, and fry it in a preheated coconut oil filled, not filled, but a little bit of coconut oil cast iron skillet. The key is you want it nice and preheated so you get that crispy crust. It just makes it so good. It holds it together really well. And just give it one flip and serve it with fried potatoes or avocado, sauerkraut, fresh veggies, salad, whatever. I served it today with crispy potatoes and sauerkraut. For the next meal, I needed to photograph a recipe for the blog that I've been working on. I've made it a few times on here. Finally put it down into words exactly what I do so that I could put the recipe on the blog. This is a creamy mushroom chicken dish, which I really like. It's versatile because you could add a handful of spinach in the spring to the final outcome. You can serve it with some einkorn pasta like I did today, or rice. To make it, I get a nice sear on chicken breasts in my cast iron skillet by preheating it, searing it, adding a little bit of salt. And then I set the chicken aside and make a sauce. I dice up some mushrooms, add a little bit of butter and cream and salt and herbs and a little bit of einkorn flour to thicken it up, simmer it, allow it to thicken, some fresh Parmesan cheese, and then I add the chicken back and serve it with, like I said, some pasta or salad is a great choice. I will have the full recipe on the blog, so you can visit the link below or go to farmhouseonboone.com and search creamy chicken and you'll be able to find it there. There will also be a printable recipe version. Day 3, I decided to start getting into those eggs. We are able to find eggs in abundance. Even if you don't live on a farm, you don't have hens, you can find local eggs during the spring and summer months in abundance. They're really hard to come by. You'll pay a lot more in the winter, but in the spring, just head to the farmer's market, get on Facebook Marketplace, look for local signs. You can still enjoy the bounty of fresh eggs all spring and summer if you just dig a little bit. Now, the best way to make hard-boiled eggs is in the Instant Pot. I have a few things that I love using my Instant Pot for. For this particular day, I first strained off some bone broth that I had going from the night before, and then went into my next favorite thing to make in the Instant Pot, which is hard-boiled eggs. Whenever you have fresh eggs, they can be really hard to peel if you just hard boil them in the usual way. What you wanna do instead is steam them. So to do this, I take the steamer basket thing or the trivet for the Instant Pot, put it in the Instant Pot, add a cup of water. You can add almost as many eggs as you want. I think I did around 16 this day, and then just cook it on high pressure for 5 minutes, and they're so much easier to peel. After they steam, I add some cold water and then peel them. I made some of my homemade avocado oil mayonnaise, which is one of my favorite things to make, especially in the warmer months when we're doing sandwiches on the go. I love to make homemade mayo. And you can just use my sourdough English muffins to serve either some meat or egg salad or chicken salad, and it's just an easy thing if you're outside all morning. The next day I had a sirloin tip roast in the refrigerator. I'm trying to get through all of my meat so that I can order another cow and another pig, and I'm working through the cuts that I just don't make very often. And so I prepared a sirloin tip roast to make some French dip sandwiches with my homemade sourdough sandwich rolls or hoagie rolls. That recipe also is on the blog. It's super simple. I've been making it a ton lately. Usually whenever I am putting something on the blog, I make it 100 times all at once just to get it right and then move on to a lot of other things. So that is what we are really using a lot of these days. And this sirloin tip roast just made for such delicious French dip, au jus type of sandwiches. I also served it with some homemade sweet potato fries. For the sweet potato fries, I learned that you can make them crispier by tossing them in a bit of cornstarch. So I've tried that in the past, and I most of the time don't do it, but I did want to try it again just because it does make a nice crispy sweet potato fry. make the tip roast, I seasoned it with some salt and pepper and then added it to a roasting pan and baked it at 450 degrees for about 15 minutes. I reduced the heat to 325 degrees and then cooked for an additional about 2 hours. The goal was to cook it nice and slow and make it soft. I don't make sirloin tip roast very often, so this is a new thing for me. For the next meal, I made a hash type meal with sausage and potatoes and sweet potatoes and onions and eggs. Again, trying to use up the eggs that our hens are giving us. It's such a great source of protein. Everybody loves them. They're easy to make. They're easy for babies to eat. And so this meal worked perfectly for a spring meal. I was able to get a deal on cabbage from my co-op. And so for the next meal, I made a cabbage, sausage, and potato skillet. I just love meals like this. And I don't make them very often, but I'll see them every once in a while at a restaurant, or I'll be at a gathering of some kind and somebody will make it, and I think, why don't I make this more often? It's just such a delicious one-pot meal. The skillet I made on day 6, I realize is pretty much the exact same thing as the skillet yesterday, except for cabbage instead of eggs, but I love skillet dinners like this. They are so fast and easy, and you can just do whatever you have on hand, so they're also really good for busy nights. For the final day, I also picked up recently several chickens because I'm all out of chicken, so I can at least justify buying chicken at this point, from an organic farmer, and made a classic roasted chicken. This is one of our favorite meals to make because it's really easy. You can use the leftover chicken for so many things. You can use it for tacos or chicken salad. I covered the chicken with oil, salt, pepper, roasted it in the oven. I also made purple sweet potatoes and onions. I had some sweet potatoes that I picked up from Co-op. I also like to drizzle the sweet potatoes with a little bit of maple syrup. It tastes really good with a little bit of salt, maple syrup, coconut oil. I also serve most of these meals with sauerkraut. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that I gave you some mealtime inspiration if you feel like you're in a meal rut, hopefully some new ideas. Also, be sure to visit the link if you are not yet a Thrive Market customer in the description box below to get 25% off your first order and a free gift. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.